Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, the Wada, Abba, called Kadash. I'd like to give the honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone that teaches truth, which we know is 100% truth. I had a dream last night, or a vision, and it's real short. It's not going to be long, very short, but I think it's worth, putting it out in a lesson. And in this vision, um, there was a lot of chaos going on, and people was running, trying to get away from something. I'm not sure what it was trying to get away from. And everybody's going in one direction. And myself, I was running as well. And then people were running at the same time, but they're looking back and looking up. And then I remember in the dream, somebody said, look, there's a seraphim. And let's look up the word seraphim. Seraphim, meaning, seraphim, the highest order of angels in traditional Christian angelic hierarchy, often described as burning ones due to their intense, fiery love for Yahweh and the role of attendants at his throne. What is the real meaning of seraphim? The highest order of angels in pseudo-dyna. Can't even pronounce that word. Dionysian hierarchic scheme, and in the Jewish tradition also. But I remember somebody definitely vividly saying, look, there's a seraphim, and people really started panicking and really running in once they saw the angel of the Lord. And people was in distress. But I was trying to explain to some people that, the angels are there for our deliverance, man. And I wasn't panicked. I remember that. And I remember, I don't remember seeing the angels, but I remember somebody saying it and me explaining what what they were here for. And so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much of the dream. And like I said, I had it last night, and it was very vivid because normally I dream a lot. I often have visions and stuff like that. And sometimes, they're related to scripture. Sometimes they're not. I just have dreams about random things sometimes. But this one was definitely very significant because of that. I remember that. And I've been having a lot of these dreams here lately, off and on, about chaos and panicking and, insurrection, people being locked up, so these things, they keep reoccurring, It's like I said, it's not that often that I have them, but when I do have them, I've had them quite a few in the past. I was going back through my timeline. And yeah, so we definitely in that time, and we time of deliverance, man. And I was watching a brother video. He was watching this one guy. He's supposed to be like the Chinese Nostradamus. I guess he does a lot of predictions. And from the brother video, you could tell that this Chinese guy he watches he's watching the prophets, man, because he was not only talking about things going on in the Western Asia, Eastern Asia, but he was trying to line it up with prophecy in the Bible. And when he was talking about was going to be the MOTB. They're going to bring that in, on the heels of this Iran conflict or war, however you want to term it. And they're going to microchip people, and they're going to make them virtual slaves. They're going to make them literal slaves, man. They're going to be able to control the people. And say they're going to start off. He was saying they're going to start with the Philippines, China, and India. That's where a lot of the major workforce come out of the East. So there's something to keep in mind and something to pay attention to. Because once the microchip go down, and that's going to be our decision. because they're going to force everybody's hand. You know, it's going to be a lot more intense than it was how they did with the C-19. This time, they're really going to implement it. They're going to enforce it. It's going to be mandatory, and those who don't receive it, you know, they're going to be some may lose their head behind of it. They may lose their life behind it or lose their head because we know they have guillotines, and you're gonna have some family members that's going to turn on each other, going to turn people in because they're not complying with this. So these are things that we have to look out for and be prepared for. But let me start off with Daniel, the prophet Daniel, chapter 10, verse 13. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 120 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. So Michael and with the angels, man, they're going to come and deliver the Lord's people, man, the Lord's elect. And Lord will, like I said, that we are the elect, or I'm the elect, you know. We don't know until that last minute. Till we be Shalaki, till we barely get saved saved out of it. And Michael is the chief angel. Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even that same time. And that's, you know, talking about that time of Jacob's trouble, man, when all hell's going to break loose. You know, when they're going to have insurrection, they're going to bring in martial law. You know, they're going to have lockdowns. You know, they're going to start persecuting our people, talking about you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we're going to need the help. We're going to definitely need the help of the Lord, man. That's going to be able to help and guide us in that time and deliver us from these devils, man. And after that, you know, everything's going to go in. You know, World War III, Armageddon, all hell's going to break loose here on the earth. And the third part is going to be destroyed. And that's going to be Babylon the Great, and our homeland is going to be wiped clean. Jude chapter 1, verse 9. Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses. Let's just give you another point, the time of Michael the archangel in the Bible. But we're going to finish off in the book of Revelation chapter 12, verse 7 and 9. And there was a war in the heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against the angels. And who's the dragon? The dragon is going to be these alliances that's going to come together, and they're going to try to take on the Lord, man. They're going to try to take on Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh. And they fought and his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. But yeah, like I said, dream was very vivid. And like I said, here it is late in the day, and I'm still remembering that dream. So I know I definitely had to do a lesson on it, put it out there. You know, that's what, you know, Lord give us these visions for, to put the message out there as a warning and remind our people, man. So Lord wills, that far with that, say shalom.